Xiaomi just put out a terminal coding agent called MiMo Code, and the one thing worth paying attention to is the memory. Most coding agents you use today have a short attention span. You open a session, you work for a while, and the moment you close it, or the context window fills up, the agent forgets what it was doing. It loses the decisions you made an hour ago. MiMo Code is built specifically to fix that part, and it does it with a persistent memory system that carries your project understanding from one session into the next. Before I install it and show you the whole thing, let me tell you what it actually is. MiMo Code is a fork of OpenCode. That's not a secret they're hiding. It's written right in their own repository. So if you already used OpenCode, this is going to feel familiar. It keeps all the core stuff OpenCode gives you, so multiple providers, the terminal interface, LSP support, MCP, and plugins. On top of that base, the Xiaomi team added their own layer, and that layer is the whole reason this project exists. Persistent memory, smarter context management, sub-agent orchestration, goal-driven loops, compose workflows, and 2 self-improvement commands called Dream and Distill. I'll get to all of those. The company that made this is Xiaomi's MiMo team, and they released it under the MIT license. And it's already picked up thousands of stars on GitHub in a short time. But it's a first public release, so treat it that way. The claim that got people talking is around long tasks. Xiaomi ran their own benchmarks pairing MiMo Code with their MiMo v2.5 Pro model against Claude Code with Claude Sonnet 4.6. On the standard tests, they reported numbers slightly ahead, so 82% versus 79 on SWE Bench Verified, 62 versus 55 on SWE Bench Pro, and 73 versus 68 on Terminal Bench 2. Now, I want to be straight with you about these. These are self-reported. Xiaomi ran them internally. Nobody outside has verified them yet. And harness comparisons like this are very sensitive to how you configure them. So take the head-to-head with a grain of salt. The more interesting number is the one about step count. They also ran a human evaluation with 576 developers across 474 real private repositories, doing over 1,200 double-blind comparisons against Claude Code. And the pattern they found is the part that actually matters. On short tasks, under 200 execution steps, the two tools were basically even, a coin flip. But once a task went past 200 steps, MiMo Code's win rate climbed above 65%. That's the whole thesis of the project in one line. When a job gets long, when it runs for hundreds of steps, that's exactly when normal agents start drifting and forgetting. And that's where the memory system is supposed to pay off. Even Xiaomi admits the standard benchmarks only measure one-shot problem solving, which is not what they built this for. So let me get into how the memory actually works, because it's not just one file. It's layered. There's a project memory file, literally called memory.md, and that holds the persistent knowledge about your project, the rules, the architecture decisions. Then there's a checkpoint file that stores structured snapshots of your session state, and a sub-agent writes those automatically as you go. There's a scratch notes file for temporary stuff and per-task progress logs. All of that is backed by a full-text search system, so when you resume a session, the relevant memory gets injected back in automatically. The agent doesn't have to relearn your project from zero. That's the difference you feel. The context management sits right next to that. When your context gets close to the limit, instead of just falling over, MiMo Code rebuilds it. It pulls from the latest checkpoint, the project memory, the task progress, and the recent messages it kept, and reconstructs enough to keep going on the current task. It also uses a token budget to decide how much of that memory to inject, ranked by importance, so it's not just dumping everything back in. There are a few more pieces worth naming. There's a tree-shaped task system, so tasks get IDs like T1, then T1.1, T1.2 underneath. And that ties into the checkpoints so progress survives a restart. There's a goal command where you set a stop condition for a session. And here's the clever part. When the agent thinks it's done, a separate judge model looks at the conversation and decides whether the goal was actually met. That stops the agent from quitting early and telling you it finished when it didn't. Then Dream and Distill are the self-improvement side. Dream runs about every 7 days, reads back through your old sessions, merges into duplicates, and compresses them into cleaner, long-term memory. Distill runs roughly every 30 days and looks for repeated manual workflows you keep doing, then packages the high-confidence ones into reusable skills or commands. So the tool tries to get better at your specific project over time. All right, let me actually install it. On Mac or Linux, you run the curl command, and on Windows, they give you a PowerShell command. And there's also an npm install if you'd rather go that route, which installs their CLI package globally. I'll grab the install line, paste it into the terminal, and let it finish. Once it's installed, the first launch walks you through setup on its own. You don't have to hand edit a config file to start. And this is where the free part comes in. On first launch, you get a few options for how to connect. There's MiMo Auto, which is their anonymous channel that's free for a limited time and needs zero configuration, so you can just start typing with no account and no card. There's signing into the Xiaomi MiMo platform with OAuth if you want the full thing. There's an import option that migrates your existing Claude Code authentication in one step, which is a nice touch. And there's a custom provider option where you drop in any OpenAI-compatible API right inside the interface. Under the hood, it supports something like 75 providers through the AI SDK, plus local models so you're not locked in. I'll go with MiMo Auto since it's free and needs nothing. Two things to keep in mind about that though. Free for a limited time means exactly that. It's temporary, and using their hosted channel routes your code context through Xiaomi's servers. If you work somewhere with strict data rules or sensitive IP, that's going to be a hard no, and you'd want to point it at your own provider instead. Once you're in, the interface has 3 main modes, and you switch between them with the tab key. Build is the default. That's full permissions. It can read, write, run commands. Plan is read only, so it explores your code and designs a solution without touching anything, which is the one I reach for first on anything real. And Compose is the orchestration mode for spec-driven work, and it comes with built-in skills for planning, code review, test-driven development, debugging, and merging. The @ sign attaches a file. The / opens commands, and if you're logged in, there's even a voice command that lets you talk your input in. Let me give it a real prompt to show the flow. I'll ask it to plan and then build a small dashboard, something with a few components and some state. In plan mode, it maps out the files first and shows me the approach. Then I let it switch to build and write everything out. The point I want you to see isn't the dashboard itself. It's that if I close this and come back tomorrow, it already knows what this project is. That's the piece. Nobody else is doing this cleanly at the terminal level yet. So where does this leave you? If you're doing quick one-off tasks, honestly, a lot of tools do that fine, and the benchmark gap is small enough to ignore. Where MiMo Code is making a real bet is the long, messy, multi-session work, the kind that runs for hundreds of steps, and the memory design is a genuine answer to a genuine problem. It's version 0.1. The free access won't last, and the benchmarks are Xiaomi's own, so keep your expectations calibrated. But it's open source, it's MIT licensed, and you can try the whole thing right now without spending a cent. Give it a real project, not a toy one, and see if the memory holds up the way they say. That's the only test that counts. Alright, so that's it from the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.